Sihanoukville completely shocked me. Chaotic streets, aggressive locals. After posting the Dark Side of Sihanoukville video, your comments poured in, some defending the city, some criticizing it, and others sharing insights I'd never considered. In this video, I'm reflecting on my own experience, unpacking the chaos, and responding to the perspectives you shared. And some of what I realized about this city completely caught me off guard. Stick around, because you might see Sihanoukville in a whole new light. I hear you guys, I hear you. After my last video, which was a video all about Sihanoukville in Cambodia, that video has gotten hundreds and hundreds of comments, many questions, many things that I found pretty shocking, as well as people just genuinely being concerned about me. Hence why I am making this video to address the speculations, to reflect on my experience in Sihanoukville, to really tell you what I think about Cambodia, to reply to everyone from Thailand who came over to that video. The response to that video was huge, and although most of you guys seem to have appreciated the fact that I made the video, there's been also some accusations. There were genuinely some comments who claimed that Thai government in Thailand paid me to go to Sihanoukville to make this video, which is just mind-blowing. I couldn't believe that anyone would have thought that. I am no longer in Sihanoukville. It was one of the only places I've ever traveled to where I didn't feel safe. But you guys, this is just one city in the whole country. Overall, in Cambodia, I made at least 20 to 30 videos, mostly going to paradise places in Cambodia, mostly praising the country, showing you the beautiful sights, promoting Cambodia across Asia and across the world to my audience. You know, I spent such a big portion of time in Siem Reap and near the Angkor Wat Temple complex, and I absolutely loved my time there. I also think Koh Rong is such a paradise on earth, and it's not even far from Sihanoukville, and you actually currently have to go to Sihanoukville in order to go to Koh Rong. Of course, you don't have to stay in Sihanoukville like I did, and next time if I ever come back to Koh Rong, certainly I would not be staying in Sihanoukville. I would go straight to the island. I also went to the capital city, and I really tried my best to show you Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia, for its good parts and the bad parts. And it's kind of hurtful to me when people say that, oh, I'm trying to make drama, or I'm trying to just go to the bad places to put Cambodia in a bad light. No, you guys, in every place that I travel to, I do my best to visit the nicer, of the beaten path, beautiful paradise places, and the more deprived poor neighborhoods. I have done so in London, in the Philippines. Also, just because I want to show the authentic life of people, the authentic life of places around the world and people around the world, and I don't want to just focus on just the good or the bad. Life is never just good or just bad. Let's get real. Of course, my experience could vary on so many different things and coincidences. You know, one person could go to this neighborhood and get robbed, the other person could go there and meet the most genuine, caring people there. So those things could be down to coincidence also. But when I went to Phnom Penh and I went to the deprived neighborhoods there, it was not just one family who was friendly, who was lovely. It was the whole community. Most households there were smiling, inviting, very caring, like they asked, what am I doing? Do I need some help? They were trying to show hospitality to me. And this often happens in these deprived neighborhoods. And those experiences, it's one of those reasons why I love keep going to these neighborhoods, to actually discover that there is good everywhere, that there is good people, even when their life is hard. You can watch those videos down in the description. I can leave you a whole playlist of deprived neighborhoods in Phnom Penh that I went to, as well as the nice neighborhoods, and you can see how friendly those people are, even the people who barely have anything. Whereas in Sihanoukville, it did not matter whether I met somebody who seemed quite wealthy or not wealthy at all. Those people were just simply rude, simply not friendly, with an exception of two ladies who worked at the bus company that I went to buy my tickets to Phnom Penh. Another comment that I kept getting in that video was the fact that I was trespassing private property and saying that it was my fault that the security was so aggressive because I was trespassing the property. Some people told me if I would have done the same in the US, I would get shot. And you guys, once again, I thought I explained this clearly in the video, but I guess not. I was not trespassing any property. I was staying within the same resort that I booked my night in. And the security, who was wearing the same shirt, Mario shirt security, to the ones who let me in to the resort by showing the reservation, were telling me it was a private area. This is why I was trying to explain to them, I am staying at this resort. The owner of that hotel told me that I was allowed to go there. And obviously, like some of you have guessed, my guess is also that they were trying to cover up something very dodgy there. I think that hotel is just a cover-up, but it's just speculation. I think it's a cover-up for some other business because it's a huge resort and I was the only guest at that resort for the whole duration of my stay. Also, some of you guys have asked why I didn't go to the hotel owner or the hotel receptionist to complain. There was nobody at the reception. There was the owner of that hotel was always out. He would only come to collect the payment and to give me the key to my room for like a few minutes. He was available for me to chat on WhatsApp, but he was never there in person. So I didn't have his backup. I didn't have anyone, literally nobody there, no other guest, no other person other than the security. So I did not feel safe. You can even see me going back in the evening and there was nobody there. There was a reception, just an open door. The only thing is, to get to that reception, to get to that resort, you first have to pass the same security wearing the same Marius shirt and show your reservation. That security, you could tell, was very aggressive. Obviously, a big resort like that would not be able to sustain itself just from guests who were not there. And the beach, although it's stated as a public beach, they are not happy for you to sit there. But does that mean Thai government was paying me to make this video? Does that mean that I think Cambodia is not safe? No, it does not. Sihanoukville, I had nothing but bad experiences in, but places like Koh Rong, Siem Reap, Kampot, Kep, I only ever had good experiences in those places. And of course, bad people can be anywhere, but the majority of people in those places were good. The lady from my guest house in Kampot is still my friend today. We message every other day and we exchange pictures and we say how much we miss each other. That lady, Khmer lady from my guest house in Kampot, has become my real genuine friend. Thailand, on the other hand, many people ask me to compare Cambodia to Thailand. Thailand is where my journey with solo traveling had begun. My first ever trip fully by myself without knowing anyone there was to Thailand. Beforehand I was traveling, but I always knew some people who would pick me up from the airport. I always had friends from different parts of the world to whom I would travel. But in January 2022 I went to Thailand, and that was my first ever solo trip where I went into the unknown for like a couple of months to the place where I didn't know anyone. And before then, the idea of solo traveling would really worry me. I would watch videos from Eva Zubek, for example, and dream of doing something like that myself, but I never had the courage to do it until I went to Thailand. And that trip, how safe I felt there and welcomed by the people there, Thai people, their hospitality, their smiles, friendliness, really made me fall in love with solo traveling and made me realize that, wow, this is exactly what I want to be doing. So Thailand will always have a warm place in my heart, and it will always be the country that I'll remember dearly and come back to. Whenever I will have a chance next, I would love to come back to Thailand and visit more. It's such a huge, diverse country. And I agree with everyone who said that Thailand has lovely locals. I think as somebody completely unbiased from another part of the world, from a different continent, I am allowed to love both countries. Cambodia and Thailand, and I don't think I have to choose between them. And only because I didn't find Sihanoukville safe, that doesn't mean the whole of Cambodia is like this. Of course, going to deprived neighborhoods is humbling and sad in many ways, seeing how people live in terrible conditions. And one of the reasons why I love making these videos is to raise awareness, is to bring a light on these lives and hope for change. And even sometimes by showing the bad things in every country, you might get the local authorities to pay more attention, to try to make the areas either safer or cleaner or just nicer, whether that is to bring more tourism or whether it is for the locals to improve their living. Whatever the motives might be, the outcome should still be positive. Such actions would still help the local living. Yes, I want to bring awareness to bad neighborhoods, and I have no bad intentions behind it. Please let me know if something that I'm talking about is not very clear to you guys. Maybe it sounds like I'm rambling. I'm actually trying my best to get my thoughts together and tell you exactly what I think, and also reflect on the experience. My experiences are always genuine, and I've never planned for it to be negative. Of course, going to Sihanoukville, I did my research. That's how I was able to share all the information that I shared with you in the video. But I've also made these types of research about bad neighborhoods in Phnom Penh, and then I went there in person, and actually my experience didn't match such bad publicity that those places received online, and that's often the case. In Sihanoukville, it was quite the opposite. I think the reality really matched the bad publicity. I think my experience was worse than I imagined it to be, but that's just what happened, and I'm not going to be hiding it. Would I go back to Sihanoukville? Probably not, at least not alone. Maybe with some trusted people, trusted friends, or trusted filmmakers. I would go there to shoot again, to see how my experience could be, but by myself, no, because I don't want to push my luck. I already know that place didn't make me feel safe. So yeah, I hope that kind of cleared things up for you guys. I hope that made sense. I hope this video kind of makes sense. Of course, I'll leave it linked down in the description so you can refer to it. If you haven't watched it until the end, I strongly suggest you do, because I've covered many things within that city, and I tried my best to find the good parts and the bad parts, but sometimes if things are not going so well, it's kind of difficult to find the good in the bad. As to what's coming next, I have a lot of exciting plans for my future content, not just from Cambodia, but I also want to go to Jakarta. I want to film some videos in Jakarta. I want to go to some beautiful and not so beautiful places in Indonesia. China as well. China was another controversial country from my Sihanoukville video, but is China in actual China the same as China in Sihanoukville? Are Chinese people in China the same as Chinese people in Sihanoukville? Well, I don't think so, but we need to go there to verify. So we'll be going to China. I'm excited to bring a whole new series traveling in China, interacting with locals. I'm going to put my experience from Sihanoukville behind, only because there were some bad Chinese people there. That does not mean that my perception of China or Chinese people is bad, not at all. I'm going there only with a positive mindset and positive attitude and seeing what's there to come. I'm also going to go back to the Philippines. I cannot wait to make more videos from the Philippines, go to more islands, more provinces, meet my lovely friends there, my second family. Vietnam is definitely also to come. Da Nang was very requested. You guys love Da Nang and you've been telling me to go to Da Nang, so we'll be traveling Vietnam. And I also want to do some sailing videos, sailing content. Again, discover or go to some bad, deprived neighborhoods as well as some beautiful places around the world. Travel, live free, live wild, and follow your heart, and show you guys how it is around the world, how living around the world is. So yeah, I hope you'll stick around. I hope this kind of cleared the air a little bit, this video, And please like this video if you enjoyed it. Leave some comments down below. It could be anything, any questions you may have for me. I'll try to answer them. I did not answer to any comments in my Sihanoukville video just because that video kind of got wild and out of hand with hundreds of comments. So I thought this is actually a better way to address it. But in this video, I will reply to some comments. So please leave some comments down below. I will try to answer them. And if you are not already, please subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.